Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody. A lot of faces out here I've taught before, or I've seen you in the hallways. We said hi. Parents, thank you guys for coming. And today I just want to come out here and talk about being a mountain. Now, when I say being a mountain, I don't necessarily mean growing trees out of your back or rocks coming out of your head or any of that stuff. I don't mean that. But I do. I'll let you know what I mean. But before I let you know what I mean, I want to explain a little bit who I am, okay? So right now, I am the 6th grade math and science teacher upstairs for Blue Sharks. I have been working at this school for 4 years. I have been a teacher for 13 years, altogether 13 years. I coach baseball. I've been coaching baseball for 14 years. We won some championships and we lost some championships. I've been in school, college for 9 years. I have multiple degrees, and right now I'm a student as well. And I've been trying to start this business that has to do with the idea of stubbornly pursuing dreams. So those are the things that I'm doing now. But when I was in middle school, when I was your age, I was about this tall. I was about this tall right here. This tall. I was probably the shortest kid every year in my classroom. So when I stood in the classroom, the first thing I did was I looked in the classroom and saw if I was taller than anybody, and I wasn't. I wasn't taller than anybody. 6th grade shortest, 7th grade shortest, 8th grade shortest. I was the shortest kid in school. I remember feeling like a grain of sand. I felt tiny. I felt insignificant. I remember eating lunch. I'd eat lunch but I had about 3 friends, and we'd eat lunch behind a school building where nobody else could see us, because I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I just felt insignificant. In classroom, I wouldn't speak up. I wouldn't ask any questions. I was a quiet student. The only time that I would speak was if I was fooling around with my neighbor besides me, but that was about it. If somebody asked me a question in class, I wouldn't answer. I wouldn't answer a teacher. My grades were poor. I did the minimum to get by. I got C's and D's in middle school. But you see, I didn't want to be this person, but I didn't know how to change. I didn't want to be a CD student. I didn't want to be a grain of sand. I didn't want to be insignificant, but I didn't know how to change that. I did not know how to change that. And really, I wanted to be a mountain. I wanted to be a mountain. You see, mountains are powerful. When you stand next to a mountain, you see you feel its presence, you feel the power behind the mountain. And so when I walked in the room, I wanted to feel that way, that I had a presence. Mountains provide for other people, or animals, or wildlife. And I wanted to be the same way. I wanted others to depend on me. So I wanted to be this mountain, but I wasn't a mountain. I didn't know how to become a mountain. And it wasn't until I got to high school and I graduated, I started reading books. And I started talking to successful people about how to be successful. And I started to grow a little bit. So today, I'm going to give you 3 reasons, 3 ways on how to become a mountain, okay? So here it is. The first thing is, number 1, you got to have a vision. You have to be able to know exactly what you want to become or what you want to do. You have to know this. You have to have a vision. It has to be clear. You have to know what you want to be. So if you want to be, whatever it is you want to be, a doctor, a lawyer, if you want to be a dentist, if you want to be a fashion designer, if you want to be a dancer or a soccer player, whatever it is, have a vision. Have this idea of what you want to do, okay? You have to be able to have good habits. And I'm going to use this example, and we're going to talk about good habits. Let's say you want to work at Nike. You want to work at Nike, and you want to be a shoe designer, and you want to design the best shoes, okay? And you have to have good habits. So you're working at Nike, and they say, okay, draw up some shoes for us. Give us some ideas. What do you think? Now, let's go back to middle school. In middle school, nobody's going to ask you, draw some shoes for Nike. But your teacher's going to ask you, hey, do this assignment and do it neatly. Draw this volcano. Draw this map. Draw this diagram right here and do it neatly. You see, the practice that you're doing now in class will help you later on in life. So if you're drawing volcanoes or maps, you might be thinking like, why am I drawing volcanoes and maps? I don't see the significance in that. Well, sometime down the future, let's say you work at Nike, somebody's going to ask you to draw some shoe designs. Let's say that's your dream, okay? Now let's take the Nike example. Let's say you have your design, and now you got to speak to all the executives, And each one of these executives are million-dollar people. They all have millions of dollars. You have to stand in front of them and you have to speak to them. Now let's go back to middle school. You see, in middle school, your teacher's going to ask you, hey, present to the class. Hey, read this report. Do these things, right? It's practice for later on in life. So when you stand in front of your classroom and you read your report, right, reading your report, don't think of it as, oh, I'm just getting a grade right here. See your vision, what you want to be, and that practice will lead you to where you want to become, what you want to become. Let's say the Nike example again. They say, you know what? We need you to write a report about these shoes. Write a report. The stuff that happens in the classroom, the reports that you do, the papers that you write, are practice for later on in life, because you're going to have to be able to explain yourself accurately and clearly. So you might be writing these reports and you're thinking like, why am I doing this? Why? Well, part of it is, it's practice for later on in life, okay? Now, if you worked at Nike and you came in late and you didn't have all of your papers and you weren't prepared, they wouldn't even accept your shoe design. In the classroom, your teacher's gonna be asking you, hey, be prepared. Have your assignment, have your backpack, have your notebook, have your pencil. And that might bug the heck out of you, but it's practice for later on in life. Because later on in life, you're gonna have to be responsible, all right, for whatever you wanna do. And the last thing, so have vision, have good habits, and the last thing I wanna leave with you, and I'm done, the last thing I wanna leave with you is you have to have a strong mind. You have to have faith and believe that you can become whatever you wanna become. Whatever it is that you wanna become, you have to have faith in that. Now, there are people that are gonna say, you cannot become this. Stop doing that. Nobody in your family has been able to do this. Why are you doing it? Nobody in this neighborhood has been able to rise up and become that. Why are you trying to do that? See, you can't believe that. You cannot believe that. You do not accept that. That does not go in your head. You have to have a strong mind. You have to have faith to believe that you can become whatever you want to become. Okay? And also, there's going to be positive stuff and there's going to be negative stuff going on through your head. You got to shut out all of the negative and keep all of the positive. So, have vision. Know what you want to do. Know what you want to do. Whatever it is you want to do, have a vision of it. It might not be clear yet. It might not be clear, but have a vision. Take steps and have good habits to become what you want to become. And then just have faith, believe. Okay? Those are the 3 things that I want to leave with you on how to become a mountain. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate that. Thank you. Miss Katie.